And welcome back to Conservative Arkansas Media. Okay, so I told you in the first opening segment, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has made national headlines. She signed a bathroom bill to protect kids in public schools. It's a really good bill, but in those articles, they were alluding to a second Arkansas bill that would have to do with bathrooms, otherwise known as bathroom bills. Although this isn't really a bathroom bill, I wanted to reach out to the the Senate sponsor of Senate Bill 270. He's Senator John Payton, and he joins us now. John, thank you so much for being with us.
Well, and thank you, Paul, for having me. I certainly appreciate the opportunity. And as you said, it's titled as Indecency Bill. Of course, it involves bathrooms and dressing rooms and showers and things like that. But any place where you would enter a state of undress, and it does not stop an adult from using a bathroom that's opposite of their birth at sex unless there is a minor present. So it's basically just to say that if we're going to allow them to go in the bathroom of their choice, they need to respect the privacy of the minors and not be in a state of undress while there's a minor present.
Well,
So,
I mean, that is a policy that is common sense. It's specifically to protect our kids. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Governor Sanders, said in her response to Joe Biden's State of the Union that the differences between normal and crazy, this would be normal. This would be common sense to say, hey, if a minor's in there, then we're not going to let somebody who is, not of the same sex. We want to keep the two genders separate and the two bathrooms separate. That seems like totally common sense to me. But let me ask you this, Senator Payton. How much pushback have you gotten from the radical left on this issue? I would imagine you've been getting, emails and, maybe even threats.
so I mean, I see it as common sense. Basically, it is a huge compromise from my side in my position. I would like to run the bathroom bill that they have described my bill to be. If I'm going to have to pass the bill with the arguments that they're making, that it completely bans transgenders or anybody else that wants to use the wrong bathroom from doing that, I wish I had filed that bill. But my bill is actually a compromise from that, and it just says don't go in there. Wait until the children are out, and then you can use whichever bathroom you want to. Uh, it creates a misdemeanor if you enter and remain knowing that a minor is present. So we've made all kinds of exemptions for people that had a reason to go in to aid another person, to help a child. If there's a medical emergency, even if you're the janitor that's cleaning up, we tried to exempt everything we could imagine, which would be a legitimate reason to be in there. But I would argue that common sense would probably be to run a bill like what they have described mine to be. But mine is a huge compromise. Mine compromises the common sense with uh, a very minimal standard of not being in a state of undress or even being present when the children are in a state of undress, because they could enter the wrong restroom for the opposite sex just to observe. So uh,
Yep.
my bill does address that. I don't think that it would ever reach a level of prosecution unless there was an incident where somebody just refused and there was an altercation or something. But uh, it's such a high bar that my bill would set on prosecution. You would pretty much have to have already informed somebody or asked them to leave, or
Right.
tell them
Yeah.
there's a minor present, because it has knowingly twice. They have to knowingly enter and remain knowing that a child is present.
hmm
Uh, so I think it's a very, very small step in the right direction.
Yeah, a glance, a glance in the right direction. So, where is this bill right now, Senator Payton? It's gotten through the Senate committee. It's gotten through the full Senate, past the full Senate. So now it's in the House. So when we come back from spring break, by the way, how's your spring break going? Going good?
Oh, it's going great. I got to go to Atlanta Motor Speedway over the weekend, watch some car races, and I got to attend my businesses yesterday and today, and try to let the crew know that they're doing a good job and that they're taking care of me well. But that I'd sure like to be at the businesses a little more often.
Well, I know. It's not having a full time legislature, which I'm not saying we should. It means that you guys do sacrifice from your jobs back home to go down there and serve. So let me ask you this: so what can we expect? This is going to go through where? Is it going to go through the Judiciary Committee of the House? Is that where this is?
Yes, it's in the House Judiciary, and they have set it for a special order of business on the 28th. So we can expect probably a large crowd of people that are worked up against it. And I'm not sure, many of those people probably have the wrong opinion of exactly what the bill does, but the media doesn't seem to want to cover exactly what it does. They want to call it a bathroom bill. They want to call it a bathroom ban, and they want to say that it's an attack on transgender people. This bill doesn't say transgender in it anywhere, and it's my opinion that straight people that are non-transgender and are not suffering from gender euphoria of any kind might would take advantage of the current state of affairs and enter the wrong bathroom for other reasons.
Exactly. Yes,
So
I know exactly
I
what you're
think
saying.
we have to try to get a handle on this somehow.
No, and here's what I've been kind of saying this entire time. The government can pass laws and declare things are wrong. We are able to say, we have laws against murder because murder is in fact wrong. A child's innocence, violating a child's innocence, and essentially exposing them to the opposite sex when their parents don't want them. It doesn't matter if the parents want them exposed, as we're seeing with what's going on with our libraries and things like that. We're able to say, hey, look, this is wrong. We're not going to allow it, and that's what we're
Well,
doing here.
so the people that are in opposition to these bills, they say just leave us alone and respect our privacy. Well, the people who are concerned about their children being present in the bathroom with somebody of the opposite sex coming in, they're saying the same thing. Just leave us alone. Let us have our privacy. And, you know, I grew up with two sisters and my mom, three women in the house, and we had one bathroom. you, you had to take turns. And I just, I've stopped on the side of the road many times, went into a gas station where they only had a single occupancy bathroom. Sometimes you have to take turns. And so we're just saying that, we're going to respect their request to use the wrong bathroom, but we're going to require that they wait their turn until there's no children present.
Yes, and this to me is I admire the strategy and the intent behind this bill because what we're doing right now, really, I think across the spectrum in the General Assembly, and I'll let you respond to this, give you the last word. I think we're getting an incremental approach, a bite at the apple at a time, and I think we're getting great results, and I think people realize that. The depravity of the left has gotten to where we have to do something, and there's these litany of bills that are being passed to protect our children and to stand up for what is right and declare things that are wrong. I applaud you guys for it. I'm a huge fan of it as a dad in this world that we live in, of a young kid, young daughter, seeing what's going on. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Senator Payton.
Well, and I appreciate all you do to try to get the truth and the facts out there. Truth of the matter is the overwhelming majority of our constituents would like me to file the bill that the opposition is arguing that I filed, and I'm really beginning to wish that I had filed that bill because it seems like that's what we have to pass. I mean, the bill that the governor signed, it just dealt with school children that would be on a field trip or something, or an overnight venture, and keeping the boys separate from the girls like we always have. And I think that trying to label everything as the bathroom bill that bans anybody that that's confused from going in the wrong bathroom, maybe we should go ahead and run that bill if that's what we're going to be labeled for doing.
Really appreciate it. State Rep, or I'm sorry, old habits die hard. Senator John Payton, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul.